Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're into coins, collectibles, or just love discovering treasures hiding in your pocket change, then you are in for a real treat today. Because in this video, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of the 1984 1-cent coin, a tiny piece of copper that could actually be worth thousands of dollars today. Yes, you heard that right, thousands. This is not just another penny. There's a story behind it, a mystery, and some serious money involved. So make sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and let's uncover the secrets behind the 1984 penny that everyone's talking about. The 1984 Lincoln cent was struck by the United States Mint and features the familiar profile of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, or front, of the coin. This design, created by Victor David Brenner, first appeared in 1909 to commemorate Lincoln's 100th birthday, and it remains one of the longest-running coin designs in U.S. history. Now, while the design didn't change in 1984, something else did, and it's what makes this coin so incredibly valuable today. During the early 1980s, the U.S. Mint made a significant change to the composition of the penny. Prior to 1982, pennies were made mostly of copper, 95% copper to be exact. But because copper was getting expensive, the Mint switched to a cheaper composition, zinc with a thin copper coating. So, by 1984, most pennies were no longer solid copper. But wait, the real treasure lies not in the metal, but in the mistakes. One of the most famous and sought-after era coins in the Lincoln cent series is the 1984 doubled die obverse, often abbreviated as DDO. This error occurred during the minting process when the die used to strike the coins had a misalignment. As a result, some of the details on the coin appear to be doubled, especially Lincoln's ear. If you look closely, it looks like he has a second earlobe, a clear doubling effect that's visible to the naked eye. Collectors go absolutely crazy for these kinds of errors because they're rare, interesting, and often valuable. And the 1984 DDO penny is no exception. A regular 1984 penny that's been in circulation is usually worth just 1 cent. But if you find a 1984 doubled die obverse penny, especially in good condition, it could be worth a lot more. In fact, some high-grade examples have sold for over $2,000 at auction. And even circulated examples can fetch anywhere from $50 to $250 depending on the condition. That's a pretty big return for a coin that most people overlook. There are even rumors and documented sales of pristine versions being graded MS-65 and above selling for $3,000 or more. That's right, thousands of dollars for a single penny. But here's the kicker, these coins are still out there. They were never officially recalled. So that means you could literally find one in your pocket change, in an old coin jar, or tucked away in a piggy bank. Check the ear of Lincoln, the doubling will be most visible here. It'll look like a shadow or a second earlobe. Look closely at the letters in Liberty and In God We Trust. Sometimes the doubling appears in the lettering as well. Use a magnifying glass or coin loupe to inspect it closely. The doubling on the ear is the most distinctive and widely accepted indicator. If you think you have one, don't clean it. Cleaning a coin can actually lower its value. Instead, store it safely and consider getting it graded by a professional coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. The 1984 double die penny isn't just about money, it's about history, rarity, and the thrill of the hunt. Coins like these are a snapshot in time. They remind us of the imperfections in even the most precise processes, and they fuel a passion for collecting in people around the world. Every time you check your change, you're participating in a treasure hunt. And if you happen to find a 1984 double die penny, you're not just holding a coin, you're holding a piece of history that could be worth a small fortune. So, the next time someone tells you a penny is just a penny, show them this video. Thanks for watching. If you found this video interesting or helpful, be sure to give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. And don't forget to subscribe and turn on that notification bell so you never miss another hidden gem in the world of coins. Drop a comment below if you've ever come across a rare coin, or if you think you might have one of these 1984 beauties sitting in your collection. Would you like a shortened version for Instagram or TikTok to give me a very best and long and attractive script for the YouTube video on the coin of 1 cent 1985 and also write its history, value, and big worth of money in circulation and give script with op-ed brackets and stars? Here is a detailed and engaging YouTube video script about the 1985 1 cent coin, including its history, value, and why it might be worth much more than face value. This script is crafted to grab attention and keep viewers hooked till the end, perfect for a coin collecting, history, or treasure hunting niche. Welcome back to the channel, coin lovers and treasure hunters. Today we're going to uncover the amazing story of a simple, humble coin that might be hiding in your pocket or coin jar right now. We're talking about the 1985 Lincoln 1 cent coin. It's small, it's copper colored, and it's often ignored, but this little penny could be worth way more than just 1 cent. In fact, some rare versions of this coin have sold for hundreds, even thousands of dollars. If you love stories about hidden treasures, rare finds, and historical coins, then stick around because this video is going to blow your mind. Let's dive into the secret life of the 1985 penny. The 1985 Lincoln cent is part of the long-running Lincoln Memorial series, which began in 1959 to celebrate 150 years since Abraham Lincoln's birth. This series replaced the original wee penny design and featured the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. Now here's something that a lot of people don't know. By 1985, the U.S. Mint had already switched from using 95% copper to a cheaper alternative, zinc with a thin copper plating. This change started in 1982 because copper prices were skyrocketing. So unless you have a very rare era coin, your 1985 penny is most likely a copper-plated zinc coin. But not all 1985 pennies are equal. Let's talk about why certain 1985 pennies are commanding such high prices on the collector's market. The most valuable 1985 pennies are those that contain errors or are in extremely high-grade uncirculated condition. One of the most well-known varieties is the 1985 D penny with a repunched mint mark, commonly referred to as an RPM. This means that the D mint mark, which represents the Denver Mint, was accidentally punched twice in slightly different locations. Another valuable error is the off-center strike, where the coin's design is not aligned properly. These can range from slightly off to dramatic errors where half the coin is blank. The more dramatic the misalignment, the higher the value. Then there are double die obverse errors, where the image on the front of the coin appears slightly doubled due to a misalignment during the die-making process. These errors are super rare in 1985, but when they show up, they can sell for serious money. A regular 1985 penny in circulated condition is worth, you guessed it, 1 cent. But if it's in pristine, uncirculated condition, it can fetch anywhere from $1 to $5 depending on the grade. Now, if you're lucky enough to have an error variety, things get much more interesting. A 1985 DRPM can sell for $20 to $100 or more depending on condition. Off-center error coins can sell from $50 to $250, especially if the date is still visible. A rare 1985 double-die penny, in high mint state condition, could bring in $500 to $1,000 or more. And don't forget, coins graded by PCGS or NGC in mint state 67 or higher are rare and can sell for hundreds of dollars even without visible errors. Here's how you can find out if you've got one of these valuable pennies. Next, examine the coin for alignment. Is the design off-center? That could be a strong clue. Look closely at Lincoln's features and the text, especially "I in God we trust" and "Liberty," to spot doubling. And finally, check the condition. If your coin is shiny, free from wear, and looks brand new, it could be a high-grade piece worth grading professionally. So, why do collectors love coins like the 1985 penny? Because they represent a perfect storm of history, design, error, and rarity. Every one of these coins was supposed to be identical, yet a few slipped through the cracks with imperfections, and those imperfections are what make them valuable. Think about it. Millions of 1985 pennies were made, but only a small number have those rare errors or have survived in pristine condition. That's what turns a common coin into a collectible worth big money. Here's the best part. You don't have to be a professional numismatist to find one. All it takes is a sharp eye, a bit of patience, and some curiosity. These rare pennies are still out there, in circulation, waiting to be discovered. So the next time you get change at the store or dump out that old piggy bank, take a closer look. You might be holding a small copper treasure that's worth far more than you think. If you enjoyed this video and you want more content on rare coins, hidden treasures, and how to spot valuable money in your everyday life, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. Leave a comment if you've ever found a rare coin or if you think you might have a valuable 1985 penny in your collection. I'd love to hear your stories. Thanks for watching, keep checking your change, and as always, happy coin hunting.